Here are 5 reasons why INFJs rarely share their thoughts. Number 1. Depth of emotions. The depth of emotions experienced by INFJs is a defining characteristic that shapes their personality and interactions with the world. INFJs possess a unique capacity to feel their emotions intensely and profoundly, making their emotional landscape rich and complex. Empathy is at the core of their emotional depth. INFJs have a remarkable ability to step into others' shoes and genuinely understand their feelings and experiences. This deep empathy enables them to provide sincere support and comfort to those around them, fostering meaningful connections with others. However, their emotional sensitivity can be both a gift and a challenge. INFJs can be highly attuned to the emotional atmosphere of their surroundings, picking up on subtle cues and unspoken emotions. While this sensitivity helps them navigate social situations and offer emotional support, it can also make them susceptible to feeling overwhelmed by strong emotions, especially in tense or emotionally charged environments. The complexity of INFJs' emotions adds depth to their experiences. They do not experience emotions in a simple, straightforward manner. Instead, their feelings are nuanced and multi-layered, making it challenging for them to articulate the depth of their emotions to others. Authenticity is paramount for INFJs. They value genuine emotional connections in their relationships and are not inclined to hide their feelings or put on a facade. Instead, they express themselves authentically, seeking to establish meaningful connections based on mutual understanding and sincerity. When INFJs form emotional connections with others, they invest deeply in these relationships. They genuinely care about the well-being of their loved ones and are willing to make sacrifices to nurture and support the people they hold dear. Art, music, and literature often resonate deeply with INFJs. They can have profound emotional responses to creative works that evoke deep emotions within them. These artistic expressions can offer them solace, inspiration, and a means of exploring and processing their own feelings. Despite their emotional depth, INFJs may not always openly express their feelings. They can be reserved in sharing their emotions, especially when they fear their vulnerability might be misunderstood or taken advantage of. Number 2. Fear of misunderstanding. The fear of misunderstanding is a deeply rooted concern that profoundly affects INFJs' thoughts and behavior. They value meaningful connections and authentic understanding, which makes the fear of being misunderstood particularly distressing for them. INFJs have complex thoughts and feelings that they often struggle to articulate clearly. They fear that others may not fully grasp the intricacies of their perspectives, leading to misinterpretations of their intentions and beliefs. This fear of misjudgment or misperception can hinder their ability to express themselves openly and authentically. Emotional vulnerability is another aspect of the fear of misunderstanding. INFJs experience emotions intensely, but they may be hesitant to express their deepest feelings openly. They worry that their emotional openness might be met with indifference, lack of empathy, or even rejection. To protect themselves from potential misunderstandings or judgment, INFJs may become selective about whom they share their inner thoughts and feelings with. They seek out individuals they trust implicitly, believing that these individuals can truly understand and appreciate their complexities. The fear of being misunderstood can also lead INFJs to avoid conflict or disagreement in their relationships. They prioritize harmony and may suppress their true feelings or needs to maintain a sense of peace, even if it comes at the expense of their emotional well-being. In some cases, INFJs may withdraw emotionally and isolate themselves to shield themselves from potential hurt or rejection. They might internalize their emotions and keep their thoughts to themselves, fearing that expressing themselves openly may lead to further misunderstandings. Number 3. Trust issues. Trust issues are a significant aspect of the INFJ personality type. Their emotional vulnerability and capacity to feel deeply can make them cautious about trusting others. There are several reasons why trust issues may arise for INFJs. Firstly, past experiences of emotional hurt or betrayal can create a fear of being vulnerable again. INFJs invest deeply in their relationships, and the pain of past betrayals can linger, leading them to be guarded about whom they let into their inner circle. Secondly, INFJs have a perceptive nature that allows them to pick up on subtle cues and emotional nuances. This perceptiveness can also make them aware of potential hidden motives or dishonesty in others, further reinforcing their trust issues. Additionally, INFJs often hold high idealistic standards for themselves and others. When people fail to meet these standards or act in ways that contradict their values, INFJs may struggle to trust and be disappointed by the discrepancies. Moreover, fear of rejection is common for INFJs. They may worry that their authentic selves may not be fully accepted by others, leading them to keep their guard up and be hesitant about opening up emotionally. INFJs are also selective about whom they confide in and share their inner thoughts and feelings with. They prefer to reserve their emotional intimacy for individuals they trust implicitly, as they fear that others might not handle their vulnerability with care. To protect themselves, INFJs may establish emotional boundaries, which can sometimes prevent them from fully opening up and trusting others. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. Idealistic standards. INFJs are natural idealists, driven by a vision of a better world and a deep desire to make a positive impact. Their idealistic standards shape various aspects of their lives, guiding their actions, relationships, and personal growth. As visionaries, INFJs see the potential for positive change and progress in the world. They are not content with the status quo and are constantly seeking ways to create a more harmonious and just society. Their altruistic aspirations drive them to genuinely care about the well-being of others, motivating them to help those in need and make a difference in the lives of others. Internally, INFJs hold themselves to high personal standards. They are on a continuous journey of self-improvement, striving to align their actions with their deeply held values. This commitment to personal growth is a reflection of their idealistic nature and their desire to be the best versions of themselves. In their relationships, INFJs seek deep and meaningful connections. They value authenticity and look for relationships that resonate with their ideals and values. While they may have a few close friends, these connections are incredibly important to them, and they prioritize quality over quantity in their social circles. INFJs' idealism is closely tied to their unwavering integrity. They believe in acting ethically and morally, and they hold themselves accountable to their ideals even in the face of challenges or temptations. Their sense of integrity is a reflection of their commitment to making a positive impact on the world. However, INFJ's idealistic nature can also lead to disappointment. They may encounter situations or individuals who do not live up to their high standards, causing them to feel disheartened. While they are driven by empathy and compassion, they can become frustrated when faced with injustice, inequality, or unmet expectations in the world and withdraw from the world. Number 5. Avoiding conflict. Avoiding conflict is a common behavior observed in INFJs due to their unique personality traits and interpersonal tendencies. Several factors contribute to their reluctance to engage in conflict. INFJs possess a strong sense of empathy, allowing them to keenly perceive the emotions and feelings of others. They are sensitive to the potential emotional distress conflict can cause and may avoid it to prevent unnecessary harm to themselves and others. Confrontation is something INFJs generally dislike, finding it emotionally draining and uncomfortable. They prefer to maintain a peaceful and harmonious environment, which can lead them to avoid situations that might result in conflict. Their deep care for the well-being of others makes INFJs fear that participating in conflict might cause emotional pain or harm to those involved. As a result, they may choose to avoid confrontational scenarios altogether to protect the feelings of others. Building and maintaining positive, meaningful relationships is a core value for INFJs. They fear that conflict may strain or damage their connections with others, leading them to prioritize preserving these relationships over engaging in conflict. INFJs value emotional stability and inner peace. Conflict can disrupt this sense of balance, prompting them to avoid it in order to maintain their emotional well-being. When conflict arises, INFJs often seek resolution rather than escalating the situation. They may take a step back, analyze the issue, and work towards finding a solution that addresses the concerns of all parties involved. Engaging in conflict can make INFJs feel emotionally vulnerable. They may fear that expressing their needs or opinions might be met with opposition or rejection, leading them to avoid conflict as a form of self-protection. These videos will be really helpful for you.